And welcome to Hannity. And tonight, recovery efforts, they continue in parts of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, and Florida. We have communities all across Appalachia. They are completely devastated. The situation tonight is dire. And according to reports on the ground, the Biden administration, they have been making it worse, and they have been totally tone deaf for over a week. This has been the worst federal hurricane response in the history of our country. On X, Elon Musk, who's been extremely generous and helpful to people in terms of restoring communications, he said FEMA is not merely failing to adequately help people in trouble, but they're actively blocking citizens who do try to help. He detailed a claim from a SpaceX engineer on the ground who's accusing FEMA of blocking shipments of Elon's emergency Starlink terminals, which Donald Trump asked him to send, and he generously sent. This is soulless, it is unconscionable, it is unforgivable. But in a statement, FEMA just frankly outright denied the allegation and promoted their coordination with Starlink during various natural disasters. Well, apparently the message didn't get to the owner of Starlink because that name is Elon Musk. And meanwhile, in a letter issued to Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida details claims from government whistleblowers that, quote, FEMA has wasted taxpayer funds, misappropriated funds, left other federal, state, and local responders without deployment orders on the ground. The letter continues, quote, hundreds, if not thousands, of service members were deployed by the Department of Defense to North Carolina, and they have sat idle, waiting for FEMA. We have confirmed FEMA employees deployed on the clock, awaiting orders, are in hotels when people their very lives may be at risk even a week plus later. Now, FEMA pre-disaster aid was withheld, exacerbating the emergency, it goes on. It has been a full week plus already. Don't forget, we only found out yesterday, a week after the hurricane, that according to DHS Secretary Mayorkas, he said it. He came out with the truth. I don't know where it came from, a miracle, that FEMA is almost out of money and has been slow to distribute hurricane relief funds, even though it's been a very slow hurricane season. And now we know the reason why, which every American should be infuriated about. Biden and Harris raided FEMA's budget. They spent $1 billion+ on housing, food, education, health care, sex change operations, debit cards, expensive hotels all over the country for Harris and Joe Biden's 11.5 million plus unvetted illegal immigrants, many coming from countries with terror ties, many from our top geopolitical foes. And we know there are known terrorists in this country. We know that dozens of Americans have been murdered by their unvetted illegal immigrants. Dozens have been raped, even children. We know that there are hundreds of victims of violent crime by Harris Biden unvetted illegal immigrants. We know all of that is true, and it's cost this country billions, and we don't have money for the people of North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Florida. Here's the cold, hard truth. Biden and Harris have prioritized their obsession of illegal immigrants over all of you, the American people. All the people in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, they've gotten almost nothing. So far, a one-time $750 payment, although they've only distributed about $4 million of that as of yesterday, and a promise maybe more money down the road if FEMA can find the cash, which they don't have as of now because they gave it away to Harris Biden illegal immigrants. Meanwhile, Kamala, totally tone deaf. Even a Hollywood fundraiser took precedence over hurricane victims. Joe sat at his, backside on a beach chair. This is why it's Kamala's Katrina. She's the border czar. That money came from FEMA, went right to her illegal immigrants that she said weren't here, that the border is secure and the border is closed. The president, well, he's totally checked out. You don't believe me? You decide.
What do the states in the storm zone need, Mr. President?
Sorry?
What do the states in the storm zone, what do they need after what you saw today?
Oh, in the storm zone?
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about. They're getting everything they need, and they're very happy across the board.
What storm zone? They've got everything they need? No, they don't. We're now more than 8 days after the hurricane made landfall. Victims in all of these states are not getting anything near what they need. We still haven't found all the people that are in need. Joe Biden has no clue what he's talking about. Kamala is checked out. She's just happy her illegal immigrants are being taken care of. Got to make sure they get their money for their sex change operations. And now the president is at the White House. And earlier today, laughing it up, just having a good old time with the press corps. Take a look.
Do you want to reconsider dropping out of the race?
I'm back in.
Now, many Americans are still without power across huge areas of Appalachia. No internet, no cell service. If they do have internet and cell service, you can thank Elon Musk, not them. In other words, those that have a way to communicate, it's not because of any help of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Remember, they revoked Elon Musk's winning bid to install Starlink service to the area a year ago. It would have provided that service for almost 1 million people. Clean water, that's also in short supply. Critical infrastructure has been wiped out, washed away. Roads, highways, bridges destroyed. Entire communities cut off from all civilization. We still have no idea. We don't know how many people may desperately be waiting to be rescued. And Joe Biden is in D.C. telling us everybody's getting all the help they need after last weekend, staying on the beach all weekend. And now he's yucking it up with his friends in the media mob. Our very own Sarah Carter on the ground in western North Carolina. And what she's witnessing is absolutely gut-wrenching. Take a look.
There's just no words. I don't think people can even understand what this is like unless they walk through your community to see this. I've never would have imagined.
I mean, I'm from the Gulf Coast, and I've been through a lot of hurricanes, but nothing like this.
You've never seen it like this?
No.
What about FEMA?
FEMA? I haven't seen FEMA. I don't know anything about FEMA as far as them coming around. This is the first time I've ever had to experience anything like this, so I don't know what protocol is. So I'm just being patient and waiting. I have heard rumors that they are around, but I haven't seen anybody, and we're right here in the middle of ground zero. So, and we've been here every day, so it's not that we've missed them. We just missed them.
It's just been amazing that it's been a real community effort.
Yeah, like I tell you, it just brings me to tears to see people chip in like this.
Right now, the New York Post and some others have reported that basically FEMA has allocated $1.4 billion, but that money was allocated for illegal migrant crisis. Not for hurricanes, not for natural disasters, for the illegal migration crisis. When you hear that, as a taxpayer, what goes through your mind?
Anger. You should look out for your people that are helping you run this country.
We just need help. We need FEMA. We need somebody to start rolling in with some dollars. Bad. I mean, it's just dire.
You know, you told me earlier you've never asked for a dollar in your life from anyone. But this is one of those times where the American public, just like your neighbors, might have to pick up the slack and to help your community get out of this, right?
Yeah, we will. We'll have to. We don't have a choice. I may not be able to open my business back up again. I hope so. I'm telling people that I am because I want to give hope. But if I can't, then I'll have plenty of idle time to help.
Maybe it's time that Joe and Katrina Harris head back south and go to the southeast and take another look and get to work. Or maybe FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency designed to help Americans in emergency situations, maybe they should be focused on emergency management, not illegal immigration, not on DEI and equity, which is a big part of their, quote, mission in writing. If you look at FEMA's strategic plan, instilling equity is the #1 goal stated in the agency's official strategic plan. What is equity doing right now to save lives in North Carolina and Georgia? What is it doing? What is equity doing to rebuild roads and bridges and give people food and water and shelter? What is equity doing to get people the things that they need? The time, the energy, the taxpayer money that FEMA wasted on left-wing political obsessions is an absolute disgrace. Taking money for Americans and giving it to their illegal immigrants that they are obsessed with, it is unconscionable. It is soulless. It is heartless. It's no wonder the response has been an utter disaster. And today, while Kamala campaigned in Michigan, Donald Trump, he was back on the ground. He was touring the hurricane damage in Georgia with Governor Brian Kemp, who sadly, he had to go back to the federal government 3 times. He wanted 90 counties declared a disaster area. He got 11. Then he went back, then they gave him 30. And, you know, I think finally they stepped up today after he had to make multiple calls to get the help he needed. Take a look.
Let me, first of all, just say thank you so much for joining us as we continue to work day and night to recover from this historic but also horrific storm. I want to thank you for keeping the nation's attention on those who are hurting in Georgia, and I certainly appreciate President Trump helping us do that as well.
And thank you very much. Your governor is doing a fantastic job, I will tell you that. And we're all with him and with everybody. We've just met a group of really wonderful patriots that are working very hard. They've done it before, but they told me they've never seen one like this. I'm not thinking about voters right now. I'm thinking about lives. And to be honest, it's much bigger than anything else. But we're thinking about lives, a lot of lives lost, a lot of people missing. And that's what I'd be focused on right now.
Now, there's a famous saying that a big part of success is just showing up. But tonight, Kamala, Joe, they're nowhere to be found. And sadly, this isn't the only crisis that is festering under Biden and Harris. Tonight, the Middle East is on the verge of an all-out war. Our closest ally, Israel, in the region, attacked by Iran with a barrage of intercontinental ballistic missiles. And it's only a matter of time, by the way, before Israel must respond. And, of course, then comes the pressure from Joe and Kamala to appease the Iranians. They were the ones that made Iran rich. And meanwhile, Kamala is also facing a personal scandal tonight, breaking this week. A new Daily Mail report outlining shocking allegations against Kamala's husband, the second gentleman, Dougie. According to the report, he is accused of forcefully slapping his ex-girlfriend in 2012 for flirting with another man while at the Cannes Film Festival event in France. Now, we've not independently verified the claims allegedly made by 3 of the women's friends to the Daily Mail, and the outlet also never spoke with the alleged victim. And, well, Doug Emhoff's representative gave a statement for Semaphore denying all allegations. We also reached out for a statement and have not heard back. We will continue to monitor that story. Now, this allegation comes after he was forced to admit that he impregnated his kid's teacher while married to his first wife. Okay, if it was a Trump allegation, you'd think the media would be all over it. I'm pretty sure. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.